Welcome one and all to a combined Midweek News episodes 127 and 128. I was in the dark last week, so you're getting a double episode now, and we're going to get back on schedule. So sit back and take a listen and leave me some comments down below. Open Home Foundation update. April 2025 marks the second year of the Open Home Foundation's existence. The foundation supports projects such as Home Assistant, ESP Home, ZigPi, and Wyoming. It also assumed the lead role for the Works with Home Assistant program. The ecosystems team has begun development of a device database. For further information, visit the Home Assistant blog and see what's new in the April 2025.4 Home Assistant release. Remove unused Flatpak apps to free up disk space. Although there are several great tips in this article, here are three that should be noted for further reference. Flatpak uninstall -- unused removes runtimes and extensions no longer required by installed apps. Flatpak repair fixes corrupted objects and removes invalid data. Flatpak remove -- delete -data space -- unused will purge per app user data that's orphaned. Just these tips alone should make managing Flatpak apps a little easier. There are, of course, graphical Flatpak managers out there for those who don't want to get their hands dirty in the process. Change your Linux bootloader theme. As you can probably guess, this article takes you through customizing your Grub bootloader. If you're brand new to bootloader customization, you may want to try out the Chris Titus Linux utility, which has a menu-driven way of doing this for you. Either way, have fun customizing. DoD to fast-track software security reviews. We all know that the government moves slow, but in some instances, it is better to take your time. Security reviews might just be one of those instances. The Pentagon will be updating its requirements and approval processes for the software it purchases. I just hope this doesn't bite us all in the hind parts in the long run. BleachBit gets first major update in 2 years. The cross-platform BleachBit has been updated to a 5.0 version after 2 years in development. Running on Linux and Windows, BleachBit provides an open-source alternative to products like CCleaner. The new version now supports cleaning Discord, Microsoft Edge non-beta builds, LibreWolf, Geary, Bash temp files, broken.desktop files, and improved cleaning of rotated logs. There are many other changes which you can find in the article or the project's website. Microsoft reminds users that Windows 10 end of support makes your PC insecure or obsolete. While this is not a newsflash for my audience, Windows 10 support ends officially in October unless you pay extortion money for extended support. While Microsoft really wants you to buy a new computer with Windows 11, we all know that there are other options to repurpose an aging PC. Linux, BSD, turn it into a NAS appliance, etc. If you're going to get rid of your PC, please responsibly wipe your hard drive or SSD, or better yet, remove the storage completely so that your data remains protected. The Endof10 Project shows you how to save your unsupported Windows 10 PC. While the Endof10 Project is not perfect, their website will at least provide people with some options. Since installing Linux for the first time can be prone to errors made by the user resulting in an unusable system, they do recommend seeking assistance to get it installed. I've been following this project for a few weeks now, and it continues to have new and updated information added to the website and resource list. While I would prefer they recommend Ventoy for flashing ISOs to a USB stick, I can appreciate why they are recommending Rufus. Clonezilla Live 3.2.1-28 is out, based on Ubuntu 25.04 and Kernel 6.14. The new version offers the best possible hardware support via Kernel 6.14, enhanced packages allowing Clonezilla to run in RAM while still being able to reference the source USB drive. Check the release announcement for more information. Beelink GTR9 dresses up an AMD Strix Halo mini PC as a Mac Studio clone. This Basically, $2,000 US mini PC is a beast. 16-core, 32-thread processor at up to 5.1 gigahertz, 80 meg cache, Radeon 8060S integrated graphics, 40 RDNA 3.5 compute units with a max frequency of 2.9 gigahertz, up to 120 gigs of LPDDR5X RAM, up to 128 TOPS of total AI performance. If you're cramped on space and cannot afford a Mac Studio, this little beastie packs a punch. DC-ROMA launches another RISC-V mainboard for Framework. This time around, it's available for $349 and features an 8-core chip at up to 2 GHz, a GPU with hardware-accelerated 3D graphics, and an NPU with up to 40 TOPS of AI performance. While still early days for RISC-V, every new product announcement gets it in the hands of more developers, which will ultimately give consumers more choice. OpenMediaVault 7.7.7 and new Kubernetes recipes available. The new OMV release adds the ability to display ButterFS details for each device of the file system. New recipes include transmission, OLAMA, OpenWebUI, speed test, and others. If you haven't checked out OMV lately, now is a great time to give it a spin. Beelink ME Mini NAS. This is a product that I find truly interesting. Beelink, which has mostly made mini PCs, is moving into the NAS arena. The Beelink ME Mini features a cube shape, a 6-watt Intel N150 quad-core processor, 6 M.2 slots for up to 24 terabytes of NVMe storage. The pre-order is currently sold out. The model with 12 gigs of LPDDR5, 64 gig eMMC, and 2 terabyte Crucial SSD is expected to sell for $409. Prices are, of course, subject to change. Shotcut 25.05 video editor release. New features: alpha strobe video filter, adjustable track headers width, item count to the playlist, add generator option in the timeline toolbar, freeze frame options, several minor additions, and bug fixes. You can find additional details in the release notes. Welcome to Midweek News, episode 128. Let's get started. You're a blockhead, Charlie Brown. You guessed it, an AI model for LEGO enthusiasts. As long as it will fit in a 20 by 20 by 20 grid and can be built from 8 basic bricks, it's for you. I'm sure this will interest a few in my audience. Update on Kagi's Orion browser Linux port. Linux port will be using GTK4 and libadwaita. There are many similarities with the original Orion browser for macOS. One difference is the amount of icons shown in the toolbar. Unfortunately, it is only available as a development build and not a public one. I'm looking forward to reviewing this browser when it drops on Linux. The final Debian-based Raspberry Pi OS has been released. The final version of Raspberry Pi OS based on Debian Bookworm has been released, and the next version will be based on Trixie. This is definitely an exciting milestone. Like many, I'm looking forward to the new Debian Trixie 13 and the numerous projects that will be updated after its release. Armbian updates add OMV support. You can now deploy OpenMediaVault on more ARM-powered machines using Armbian. The Armbian config interface now has OpenMediaVault as a selectable option, which will simplify what was previously a multi-part manual process. Reddit turns 20. Love it or hate it, Reddit has been around for 20 years now. Reddit remains a good resource if you look in the right places. As with any other online resource, if you go down the wrong rabbit hole, it can lead you to a dark place. Traffic Proxy version 3.4. Rate limiting via Redis, more load balancing options, and custom server URLs all make this release an important one. You can find more details in the changelog as well as the article itself. NordVPN for Linux now has a proper graphical interface. Nord now has a GUI on Linux. Don't worry though, the command line version is still available. There are a few features not yet available in the GUI. One of these is MeshNet. Luckily, the CLI can be run side by side with the GUI version. Canonical donating to open source projects in 2025. Canonical is donating 10,000 a month over the next 12 months to developers on GitHub. This money is being spread over many different projects that Canonical relies upon to build Ubuntu and other projects. It's a nice gesture for sure, and one that other distribution creators should follow. Proton Drive launches albums to help organize your photos. In an attempt to be a more well-rounded competitor to Google, Proton has launched Proton Albums. Plans start at $4.99 a month. StratoShark has been donated to the Wireshark Foundation. StratoShark was developed by WireGuard founder Gerald Combs and Felco creator Lois DiGianni. Basically, StratoShark brings Wireshark level analysis to the cloud-native world. You can find out more at the Wireshark Foundation page. Grafana 12 released with major upgrades. Grafana is an open-source cloud-native observability platform. New in version 12, Git sync for dashboards, new dashboard schemas and APIs, the latter of which are experimental, metrics and logs drill down, and many more. This is an interesting development, especially for larger organizations which have many custom dashboards. Crap Fixer 1.0 has arrived to fix your Windows 11 woes. Ever notice how the term crap is often used in the same sentence as Windows 11? Crap Fixer can be used to remove bloat, ads, data collection, and more. There are so many crap removing tools for Windows 11 that all you have to do is blink and another one has popped up. It is available from GitHub. The Debian 13 installer reaches first release candidate. Hotly anticipated Debian 13 has hit another milestone, this time with the installer component. What you can expect from Trixie as a desktop. Plasma 6.3.4, GNOME 48, XFCE 4.20. Legacy Grub support has been removed. Better support for EFI systems. I'm most looking forward to Trixie because of the many projects like Proxmox and OpenMediaVault, which will be building releases on top of the baseline it sets. And that, my friends, will bring us to the end of the combined Midweek News episodes 127 and 128. We will be back on schedule next week with episode 129. Stay tuned. More fun things are coming to the Practical IT channel now that we have seen the light.